Good morning, everyone. What an exciting morning it is. I have a truly amazing author here to launch her book this morning. And why this guest here today is, so inspiring is that you will not believe most people aspire to write a book, most people aspire to become an author, and a very low percentage do. But this particular author, it's even more special than that, because we have this morning Dania Alonto Younes, who is only 13 years old, and she started writing at even 11, and she probably put pen to paper even before that. But I know that she started writing this book. So good morning, Dania, and welcome.
Hi guys, thanks for having me.
It's just so exciting to have someone that's still at school. And not only are you reading school books, at school we get those English teachers, we've got to read a book. um, you've written a book. What inspired you to start writing your own books?
Well, I started writing during the COVID lockdown in Melbourne, and it was really just for like an outlet to let my imagination go since like I couldn't be out with my friends and we couldn't really like go out with family or anything. And I wanted to do something creative, and while I was writing it, I realized like my parents helped me realize that I could help other people with an outlet too for this time. So we thought, why not just publish it for others to enjoy too?
That's truly amazing, and it really is a really good read. I mean, I must claim I'm not a really huge, I never have time to read fiction because I seem to be so, reading all my amazing authors' books and the nonfiction. But when I do get hold of a fiction book, and I do, don't get me wrong, there's many that I do love. It's just, it's inspired me more to read. But I read your book, and I tell you, it takes you on a journey. And it was, I just want to know what happened next, which is really exciting. But we're going to talk about more about the book in a moment. I just want to know a little bit more about you. What I love is that you got to writing and it was a great outlet. But tell me a little bit before that. Obviously, to write your own book, you've been an avid reader. When did you start, you know, really getting into reading for yourself?
Well, I didn't, when I was younger, I actually hated reading. I didn't like it at all. But as I grew up in like more my year 3 or 4 area, my friends encouraged me to like pick up Harry Potter because they were all like, it was amazing, so everyone wanted me to read it. So I did, and I got so engulfed into it that I started buying more and more books, and it just kind of built up from there.
Yeah, look, I think it's great. People don't realize that, we're on computer screens so much, we're watching movies all the time. There's nothing better than holding a book in your hand. And, not only are you reading the imagination from the author, but you're also creating some of those images in your own head. And I know that I definitely did that with your book. It was, I started to imagine, the characters and what they would look like and where were they. And I love that it's based in Melbourne, where you live. Some of the mentions of Melbourne. Tell me a bit about that.
Well, I thought there's not a lot of like stories based in Melbourne, or like based in Australia, so I thought it would be a little nice to have something at home, you know. And at least, and with it being set in Melbourne, it was easier to write about and to imagine what everything would look like because I know what it looks like because I live here.
I love that. I really love that. I think it was exciting to be able to read and imagine, and but even get more creative because it's like, yeah, I'm from Melbourne too. So it was really exciting. So you've loved reading, we love the Harry Potters and so forth. And then you've, lockdown, you've started writing using your creative skills. And, I think um I'm sure that you'll be inspired to write more and more because it's just something that once you get your teeth stuck into and you see how amazing it makes you feel, but what people will get out of it, like you said, you're now sharing that imagination with the world, which is really exciting. So, what inspired you to write this particular book, or what was the inspiration around? I know it's based in Melbourne, but it was like the humans and your different kingdoms, like Daylor. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing that right, but tell us a little bit of that, because you've got your different your different you've got your land that's within there. I don't want to give away the whole story, but what inspired you to sort of go down this path? And maybe you could share with the readers a little bit about the book so that they can understand about the humans coming down and how it's sort of all evolved.
Right. Well, when I was well, I've been really into like mythology and history my entire life, and I thought, why not like create something that's from history, that's like a big part of like our past, and make it something different. Because in stories, everyone knows that like people that are different or aren't the same as like the humans or whoever's normal are seen as bad guys, but I wanted to switch it so like humans aren't as good as everyone seems. So it's basically just about these different kinds of people being attacked and plunged and stuff by humans, and trying to make it out, like make it through the world without being um being prejudiced against, basically.
And I love it how there's lots of different things where you've got your two different types of people that come together and they unite and join forces. So it sort of shows some of the people that are enemies can also come together and do some things together when they've got a common cause.
Yeah, so it's also about what you said, two groups of people that used to hate each other and coming together to unite and basically making amends and trying to create a new world together.
I love that. It definitely had me hooked from start to finish, that's for sure. Tell me, who is this book for?
Well, this book is for readers that are very like imaginative, people that love the fantasy or looking for a new world or just want to live a life that I guess they can't. So they're reaching someone who's like reaching out for something adventurous.
Yeah, definitely. And I can tell you, me being in my mid-50s, I got so much out of the book. And I think what's so great about it is that I believe people will read this book and there'll be different takes from it. People will have different imaginations and relate it back to themselves or relate it back to different areas of their life, or just take that time out for that imagination. But I think that everyone could read it and get a little bit of a different storyline or a different imagination of what each of the the different types of warriors and different people that are in it, what they look like. People can start imagining different things. So I think that it is, like I said, I don't know whether I'm saying it right. There was Amiria. How do I say that?
The Amaraya.
Amaraya. I knew I'd say that wrong. Amaraya. And the other people that are in the book are, besides the humans,
The Theonix.
the annex. That's it. There's so many, and like I fell in love with, Ray and all the other different characters are in there. And I don't know whether I've got the same image as you, but of what they look like. But I think that's what's so exciting is that we can all create and imagine what they look like ourselves, which starts stimulating our own brain. So that's really exciting. What challenges did you have around writing a fiction book? Because I know that there's so many people that would love to write. And I know you being only 13 years of age and starting this at 11, it's no mean feat, but to do this and, bring it into a beautiful book. Like, I think it's so exciting. The start of a new series, I'm here rooting for you to be the next, Harry Potter series, So I think that's really exciting. But tell us, what were some of the challenges that, if you had any, what did you find that was really useful for if anyone else would like to, start writing a series of books?
Well, something that was quite challenging for me at least was when I was writing, there would be mistakes in the plot line or like errors in spelling. And when you're going back, you forget what you're doing. So when you're trying to fix those plot lines, you have to change a major like thing in the book, like a major scene or a major like plot in the book. So sometimes you have to plan it out, and that's what I would recommend to someone who wants to start writing a book, just to plan it out as like before you start writing, so you don't get confused on what you're doing halfway through the book. But also, it also depends on the person and what they like, because sometimes when you're planning ahead, you don't get the same flow and imagination as you're writing. So it just depends on the person.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. That's what we do with, obviously, people like yourself, our authors, is we don't want you to be writing in your logic brain, as in, by planning, you're outside of that logic brain and you're in your creative brain, so you can just flow and write. Whereas if you're thinking about grammar and the spelling and everything else, you're not in that flow of writing. So you're absolutely spot on. It's about, having a really good structure, and then being able to just get in your creative space and just start writing. So is there anything else that you'd like to leave the readers with, other than they need to grab a copy to get lost in the truth in lies? I know I got lost. I couldn't put the book down. I wanted to know what happened next. And I loved creating the image in my mind of what the different characters look like, which was really great, and it brought me back to some fun type of reading. But is there anything else you would like to leave the readers with? We'll put the link in the chat for you to purchase a book. We have got a very special offer from Dania as well at the moment, which is amazing. She's reduced the cost of the book for a very short time only for this launch, and you can grab the Kindle book for $3.99. Jump in, read it. Obviously Kindle, you can read it anywhere. But yeah, grab that now for the short time until it goes back up. But is there anything else you would like to leave the listeners with today?
Just enjoy the book and have a great time reading it. That's what I would say.
Perfect. And I agree. It's definitely something that they will do. And I know that there's going to be no rest for you, because I know that once people finish this book, they're going to go, Dania, when is the next book out? I'm sure that you've already started to plot some other books. Is that right? Am I jumping ahead too quick?
Yes, the prequel is in the making, so watch out for it.
Fantastic. Oh, well, I'm sure they'll all be encouraging you on, once they've read this book, waiting for the very next book. So I'd just like to say congratulations. You are officially our youngest author here at Dean Publishing, and I know that it's been a pleasure working with you to bring this book together, and we're just excited to be able to share this with the world. So thank you so much for choosing us to help bring your passion to life.
Thank you too.
Beautiful. Well, grab your copy. The link is there. Thank you, Dania, for joining us and for sharing your passion and your creativity with the world. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.